The day Gen Z got cursed.
January 26th, 2020
I am Gen Z.
was the day everything seemed to change for the worse. It also happened to be my 15th birthday. I can't seem to remember much about the day other than the fact that I was scrambling to finish my science fair project for school. And oh yeah, one of my childhood heroes died in a helicopter crash with his daughter. I can still feel the shock of my brother texting me RIP Kobe and the subsequent Google search confirming the news. My family was never big on birthday celebrations, so I didn't have a big party to look forward to, spending much of the day coming to grips with this passing. It was the first time a celebrity death seemed to have any real impact on my emotional state. I wasn't immediately overwhelmed by grief or sadness. Honestly, after I got the news, everything just felt off. I felt a deep pit in my stomach that persisted for the rest of
I normally watch football in it, you know. I watch football. Basketball has never really been my thing. Yeah, but so for me, this is kind of like you're a bit, you're moving a bit. Actually, to be fair, then again, for him, it's probably like no. For me, it would be like Ronaldo dying in it. So yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, I get it. I'm not gonna judge.
the day, and I had trouble focusing on my science project. Unfortunately, this feeling did not subside, and the coming week, I was filled with a similar strange pit in my stomach, as well as a more bleak outlook on life. The first semester of 9th grade, I had a blast. Starting high school, making friends, it was a time of much optimism. But
Did we get bitches though? Did he get some bitches though?
Kobe passed, it felt like the joy in the world went with him. A month later, we all know what happened. All of a sudden, we were stuck inside. I'd made great strides to socialize and make friends my freshman year, and now the only communication I could have with them was over Discord. The rest of 2020 and
You know, one thing I realized, I started YouTube at the wrong time. I should have started it in Corona time, in lockdown. I just started it now. What a bad timing.
2021 ended up being the worst time of my life. Not because I remember it as particularly bad, but because I can hardly remember it at all. I can't recall any significant memories from that time of my life other than Zoom classes and watching movies in my bedroom. The isolation got to me bad. I know this because of the media I consumed. Bojack Horseman, Blue is the Warmest Color, Manchester by the Sea, Requiem for a Dream, Black Swan, Perfect
What
Blue,
the fuck?
Archie's Final Project. All of these are great pieces of art, but were terrible picks for an isolated high schooler who was still trying to figure out life. Eventually, we got back to the outside world, but nothing was the same. The youthful optimism and wide-eyed curiosity I possessed before had left me. My hatred for school grew exponentially, but I also had no clue what I wanted to do with my life, which created this self-fulfilling loop of misery. The rest of high school was a slog, a never-ending cycle of tests, essays, and a deep longing for more from life. I just wish I could go back to that first semester of 9th grade and stay there forever.
Fuck
But
that.
time
I
waits for
quit.
no man, and
I quit.
every year that passes,
quit.
that
Fuck that.
14-year-old that I once knew grows farther and farther out of reach, and the pressures of growing up mount ever heavier. I used to make fun of millennials a lot. I would make the same tired jokes about them being the participation trophy generation and how they think they're more special than they actually are. But I no longer make these jokes because at least millennials seem to have purpose. Gen Z, by stark contrast, is clinically meandering, too afraid to publicly care about anything, yet secretly overly concerned with everything. Millennials think they can make a difference. We know that we can't, so we don't even try, unless it's by damaging property or getting engagement on social media. Growing up was a lie for Gen Z. It wasn't Zac Efron dancing and playing basketball. It was 8 hours of Zoom classes for a year and masks for another. We don't want to have fun. We just want everyone to think that we are. Reality is artificial. Authenticity is scarce.
I don't agree. I don't agree. You know why I don't agree? 'Cause I don't care about other people, about their opinions. I don't care.
Everything now is aura farming, nonchalant slop. If I talk to a Gen Z woman, 50% of the time I'll be subjected to incoherent word vomit about how all her friends are fake and how she needs to post again. If I talk to a Gen Z guy, 50% of the time it'll turn into a subtle contest to assert dominance and prove that you get more women, make more money, and have more fun than he does. If you try to be interested in something, you're corny and trying too hard. If someone makes you mad, you got rage baited. If you keep up with the news, you get anxious. If you don't keep up with the news, you become isolated. It feels like nothing really matters anymore. Massive events pass by like they're nothing. Time is running at 2 times speed, and adulthood is not what you thought it would be. I feel like we currently occupy an alternate reality and the timeline split. Like we're in a Black Mirror episode warning us of the negative effects of a prolonged period of society.
One thing I hate how Americans say mirror is mirror.
Isolation. Sometimes when I'm sitting alone, I imagine myself going back to January 25th, 2020, the night LeBron passed Kobe on the all-time scorers list, and I could just warn him that I could prevent the imminent tragedy from happening. I didn't realize what Kobe Bryant meant to me until he was gone. You see, I grew up a Dallas Mavericks fan, so I spent my entire childhood rooting against Kobe whenever he'd play my team. It wasn't until his retirement that I found...
But this obsession with Kobe Bryant is kind of weird. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. The guy don't know you.